Hello students, today we are going to discuss the chapter Reproduction in Organisms. In this chapter we will discuss about types of reproduction, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction in detail. Before discussing about the process of reproduction, we need to understand why the reproduction is necessary, and the answer is hidden in the lifespan. Lifespan is the period from birth to natural death of an organism. As we know, no one is immortal except single celled individuals. So, for the continuity of life, organisms do reproduction. Now, look at this diagram. Organisms take birth, they grow and become mature. Before death, they perform reproduction and form new individuals. Now see the table. In this table, organisms with their lifespan are shown. It is easily observed that lifespan of an organism is not depend upon their body size. For example, crow having 15 years of lifespan and the parrot 140 years of lifespan, although they have same body size. Another example where the body size is huge but the lifespan is very less, and the tortoise where the lifespan is very big but the body size is very small. Next topic is the reproduction. Life cycle of an individual includes birth, growth, reproductive maturity, in which reproduction takes place, and death. Reproduction is the process of producing new young ones. It is a very important biological process which perform many functions. It is the reason of life. It is the reason of the continuity of the species. It causes genetic variation and thus evolution. Now we will discuss about the types of reproduction. Factors like habitat, internal physiological factors, environmental factors influence reproduction process. Reproduction is of two types based on the participation of number of parents. In asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved, whereas in sexual reproduction, two parents are required. Now we will discuss about asexual reproduction and its characteristics. In this reproduction, only one parent involves. Gamete fusion does not take place. Only mitosis takes place. Meiotic division does not form. All organisms are clone. They are morphologically and genetically similar. No variation is there. So, the progeny becomes less adaptive and weaker, and there is no contribution in evolution. These two are the disadvantage of asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is common in unicellular and simple organisms. Now, asexual reproduction in animals. Unicellular and simple animals possess asexual reproduction. Protistans, monerans are unicellular. In these organisms, cell division and reproduction are interchangeable terms. Now the methods of asexual reproduction in animals. There are several methods which are described here. A very common and simple method is fission, in which parent body splits into two or more offsprings. It is of two types. First, the binary fission, in which the parent body splits into two new individuals. It is common in bacteria, amoeba, etc. In this diagram, you see binary fission is shown in amoeba. First, the nucleus divides into two, then the cytoplasm divides by a furrow, and the whole amoeba body divides into two small amoebae. Next is multiple fission, in which the parent body divides into many small daughter individuals. It is common in Plasmodium, which is the malarial parasite. This is the malarial parasite Plasmodium performed the multiple fission where the nuclei of Plasmodium divides into many nuclei. Next method is budding. Budding is common in Hydra and unicellular fungi yeast, in which a small bud or projection develops on the parent body and develops into the new individual. In Hydra, a small projection or bud develops on the base of the parent body. Observe the diagram. This is the budding in Hydra. A small bud projected out from the parent body, grow and ultimately detached from the parent body and develops into the new individual. The same process takes place in yeast, where the small bud develops on the parent body. See the diagram. Parent cell and the bud develops on the parent cell. This bud grow further and ultimately detached from the parent body. Next method is gemmule formation. Gemmule formation is found in sponges. In unfavorable condition, special arcucite cells, which are the totipotent cells, they accumulate and form a spore-like structure. These are called gemmules. See the gemmule is shown in the diagram of sponges. This gemmule contains arcucite cell in the center. These are the arcucite cells. And this is the micropyle. From here, in favorable condition, these arcucite cells accumulate outside and develop further in the form of sponge. Next method is sporulation. In unfavorable condition, amoeba performs sporulation. In the next diagram, sporulation is shown by amoeba. In unfavorable condition, amoeba develops three-layered thick cyst. Inside it, it is safe from the adverse environment like drought, less water, desiccation, etc. The nucleus of amoeba divides into many nuclei. These are the nuclei, and further these nuclei come out when the favorable condition come again. Every nuclei develops into the new individual. This is the sporulation in amoeba. Next method is fragmentation. It's a very simple method in which parent body breaks into many pieces. These pieces develop into new individual. It is common in Hydra, Spirogyra, Annelida, and in fungi. Next diagram is of Hydra, showing the fragmentation in which the Hydra breaks into pieces and every piece has the regeneration power and develops into the new Hydra. Now we have finished a small part of this chapter. Thank you all, and we will discuss the remaining topics in new video. Until then, take care and stay home, stay safe.